Fine.
critical.
If you can't trust the DM to make things happen for you, I guess that's how it is. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna take off my headphones first, and then this thing right here,
Is off screen,
it's right there. I'm not taking it with me.
and then he
I
scurries
am
off
taking
into
my
the next
beer.
room.
Nope, beer has to stay. Bye bye, beer.
Okay,
What's up?
so I sent a rough idea to Justin, and Justin, do you want to walk us through kind of your take on it and what you want to do?
So Chris essentially wants to say that the Arak tribe has been sheltering an illegitimate heir to the Gnomish throne, and I suggested that he's been in hiding as like a backup plan from my ex-wife in case she dies or something, or
Okay.
is leverage. But
Okay.
he's essentially
here's-
been like shapeshift as an animal this entire time, so he can just like we can be like, hey, what like we can discern realities, find out this he's actually just been cursed, go to Margaritaville, bring him back, and then use him to leverage this heir for the elven people, so we can, you know, save Margaritaville.
Okay.
Well, you forgot the twist though. Who's the father?
Hold on, let me get my DMs. Brain fart. Gildar?
So yeah, so this person would be like double royal lineage. It would be Geldar's like illegitimate son, who he had an affair with some gnome royalty. That's kind of the game changer here.
So what is the point of doing all of this?
Yeah, what is the point of this?
So this is why I wanted the players meeting. So the idea here is we could potentially go to rescue Geldar's son or whatever, or find this person and use them for leverage to get some of the mining rights that Strom has for all their magical minerals. And that's what we could use to fund Margaritaville. So effectively alleviating the strain on resources from relocating an entire tribe of people who has a standing army that are marching over there.
Supposed to talk to Geldar about something, but I, for the life of me, can I, in the terms of, or in the constant of Krampus, I, for the life of me, cannot remember why I need.
We were
Why I
supposed to
need.
go over there, but then we decided to go to, oh my god,
Termagod or Termagar.
to Gudimer. We had to
To
go to
Gudimer!
I
Oh.
actually have it written down. I remembered.
We needed your note for the last session because there's Magutimer now as well, a rival college.
Is it like the tech school?
Oh yeah, okay, so to catch you up really quick, we are about to meet with Geldar. Like we're going inside to meet with him. That's where we stopped last session. So that's why I wanted to talk through this, because to action on these things, we're literally walking into it. So that's kind of the idea. The other reason for having this like person who's gnome royalty or whatever, we could actually do some really interesting worldly things because it can tie up some of the things that we want. Like right now, we used to have the patron baby gnome person we were fighting for, but we kind of lopped off the our contact there. So this would get us back into Battle of the Bands too. So you could represent this person to leverage some resources to basically avoid a humanitarian crisis in Margaritaville. That's kind of the end game here. So, I don't know. Just an interesting thought. And Justin was like, he's on board with it. I was like, the only way this works, though, and the reason I sent it to him first, is for this like half-blood person to be hidden. He had to do it. His character had to know. That's the only way to get them into the tribe.
Sure.
The question is, without like showing our hand immediately, how do we casually bring this shit up so we can set it up? Do we just
So this is the beauty behind it. You don't have to. You can use a spout lore when we go into the throne room, and you could say this because you already know. You already know where his kid is, and you could just bring the kid up and spout, lore, basically tell Sean that this person exists. So you narrate them into existence, and the reason I didn't want Sean here is because the whole scheming thing, the resources and all that, I think that's a better thing if we try to do it and he doesn't know we're trying to do that. It makes it more interesting. Then he's not biasing towards kind of pushing us that way.
Yeah, definitely try to reduce the amount of factions we got to deal with.
All right.
I've returned. Stop talking shit about me.
No, we're. I mean, if you guys want to go this route, that was the rough idea. So, if we're in agreement, let's work towards it. And I promise I won't try to kill any critical characters.
So you have.
I don't even think
So you have a
my
plan.
weak warlock could even kill Geldar. So I think I'd be hammer smashed to pulp. So,
Plan?
rough plan.
You have some ideas that you'd like to explore.
We have light plot elements.
You have a
that we wish to-
direction.
Yeah.
Let me derail that immediately.
I mean, it's possible.
We're the ones that get to fucking derail shit, not you.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, what happened?
Something with
We
your
found-
Juniper, I don't know.
We found Magootimer, the other college. Oh shit! So Justin, you don't know about the? No, you do know about the tentacle
knows about-
fireball guy. Yeah, he was there,
Yeah, that's where he lost his pitchfork.
and that was at Magootimer, right? Like
That was at
Well, that was the
Tugutimer.
We went to the
Agreed.
basement where they were trying to turn Jesus into a fusion reactor. We broke him out. There's that orb that I tried to yeet my pitchfork into and it got eaten up. Then we skedaddled and then we got up and then Sean wanted to roleplay again with that blacksmith. It's like, I don't have time for this shit. And he's like, I'll throw you another one. And I'm like, no, I don't want another one. And then we ended the session. So whatever happened afterwards, my character went into full autopilot. So it's whatever the fucking you guys did.
Actually,
Okay.
actually, your character did something else while they went and did something, and we're gonna do it after this. After they tell you what happened last time.
So last time we traveled to Strom. What the hell did we do? We traveled to Strom. We found the other school, and we met a very similar blacksmith who gave me a dagger that turns people into undead if I stab them with it.
No, if you kill them with it.
Oh, kill them.
Oh,
Whoa.
I thought you said stab, but that
You
that
definitely
makes
said
that makes
stab.
more sense.
You said stab, Sean. You did not say they have to die. No! You said stab.
I mean, what you say doesn't matter. If you kill someone with it,
Makes sense.
Okay.
if you stab
Good thing
someone with it, they'll turn undead eventually when they bleed
Well,
out.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you stab anybody with a normal knife, they usually die.
Yes.
So what makes this knife special? If you stab them, they die.
He
I roll it.
he wanted a dagger that, like, when you stabbed people, the wounds wouldn't heal. And I thought,
Oh.
well, if they're undead, the wounds don't heal, so this dagger turns you into zombies.
I was gonna say, did you give him something that breaks the Geneva Conventions?
Basically.
What are you gonna do? Stab me?
Yeah.
Famous last words of man who was stabbed.
So
But,
don't,
okay.
don't stab peasants.
Or do? I mean, you can
Or
make, you can make an
do.
army this way.
I was gonna say, that is something that we don't do, but then I just had like a flashback of every single time we've murdered a peasant. Our kill count between peasants and people actually deserve to be slaughtered by the party. It's kind of unbalanced.
It's like if this was the scale, it would be here, and the other one would be here.
I think about it this way. Jeff ran around arbitrarily killing civilians so much.
Yeah, and we kind of couldn't stop him.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we almost did stop him, and I saved his life. Looking back on it, I would have let him die in the jar. Would have been a better way to go.
Flanagan wanted to kill him in the jar.
I know, and I saved it.
I tried.
Why did I try to stop you?
I don't
Was
know.
it me that was trying to stop you from killing him?
I think it was.
I think it was like a moral compass thing from Melvin's part, but now I regret it immediately.
It's like Batman saving the Joker.
We live in a society.
So
Now we have to deal with these consequences.
we had kind of it was a short session, right? We did some stuff in the city, saw a few things.
It took a long time to figure out you wanted to go to Geldar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got a sword. I was walking down a street. I'm gonna go into a shop. Like that's just the way it goes.
I mean, I put a magic weapon shop in front of you. I expected you to go in it.
Oh yeah, and
And
then
burn it down, and then extort the brother into thinking he has the title of the city.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we do.
So,
Oh,
Melvin, Brody, I think we're gonna get you to them because they've traveled across. Oh, they had to go to the airport and catch a ride all the way to Geldar because the sleigh is broken right now.
Wait, Brody.
Brody O'Connor.
That's right. I'm Brody O'Connor. Dual personality. Fucking sorry.
It makes more sense if I call you Melvin, right?
Yeah, because that's who's pretty much in charge at this point. I'm essentially like,
Brody's like an empty body, right?
yeah, because he died. I took his body, and I was like, oh, this one's fit. It's just right. And everybody thinks I'm a handsome hunk, but instead I'm a weeb.
So I think you took Jesus to a room at the inn to recover.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like something Melvin would do, I think.
Yeah.
And you check in, you go up the stairs, you go in the room, and as soon as you come in the door, you see a figure in the darkness staring at you.
Let me pull up Roll20 because it signs me out every time. I just want to get into the game. How many clicks does it take to get into the Chewy Center of Roll20?
It's too many. I'm telling you, we're going to deprecate Roll20. I hate it. This is not brought to you by Roll20.
I want to discern realities.
Go ahead, discern away. I mean, jeez,
Oh, wait,
man.
no. Oh, I it took me to the top of the thing, and I thought I just did like an attack roll. I'm like, what the fuck?
You chuck a knife into the darkness.
Nope. I walk in. He's like sitting there, and he's like ready to do something. And I'm walking into the hotel room, and I'm fiddling with like the knobs and shit, and not even paying attention. Just kind of putting my stuff away, looking at Mjolnir, feeding him,
Putting Jesus down,
putting Jesus down.
like in the ground down, or like putting him on the.
Oh, no, like okay. Is there indoor plumbing in the current inn? Or
Absolutely.
Okay.
That seems
So it's just
super
like
convenient.
it's Fantasy Holiday Inn. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna walk into the bathroom. I'm gonna take one of the fresh towels. I'm gonna get some water, cold water on it, and then I'm gonna like walk out of the bathroom and I'm gonna put it on his head, and then I'm gonna start trying to blot out the blood and make him comfortable, tuck him in, Then since Mjolnir's there as well, I'm gonna feed Mjolnir some oats.
And Mjolnir doesn't notice either.
No.
As the gentleman in the shadows, he raises his hand. He says, over here. Can you look over here?"
I'm gonna discern reality.
Roll better this time.
I am alert. Who's really in control here?
I am in control here.
What's here? What here is not what it appears to be. I'm asking these in character.
This is As you glance this gentleman up and down, you see the spangled bracelets. You see the sweater. You see the bullet wound in his shoulder. This is definitely, when you ask what is not what it seems to be, this is obviously not the Melvin you are.
Hello, me from the future.
Hello, me from the past.
Sorry about shooting you.
I did it
Didn't
too.
realize it. Yeah, you know where I come from. How's that healing, by the way? It's been. a
Oh,
long
you know,
time.
magic does it.
Yeah, why magic? I was gonna ask you because we're not really arcane adept. That's why I went with like the whole marksman, bounty hunter.
You're not arcane adept yet, but you may not be. Time travel's wonky.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Yeah,
just
wibbly
like-
wobbly, timey wimey.
Now I gotta ask.
I got an answer.
Does Ninjago Kill get a reboot in the future? Because after the 4th season right now, it gets a little rough.
Not in this
Yeah.
timeline.
Really? Like, not even like an OVA? Like,
In the other timeline, yes, and a reboot after that, which burns. It's awful. But this timeline, still trying to figure that out.
can you at least tell me if Katsumi falls in love? That's the main
No, that's a
thing.
spoiler.
Good argument. Anyway, why are you in my room?
Well, I'm trying to break the cycle.
Okay, what do I do?
See, I've already done this before. I've already had this conversation with me, but I was you, and you were wherever you were before that.
I'm gonna instantly throw the wet towel at him to see if he catches it.
He doesn't. It hits him in the face.
I expected.
I didn't.
Something.
I didn't expect that. Sorry. This is. I didn't do this last time. This is new. Breaking the cycle.
As I put away my dagger behind my back. That throw at him.
He wouldn't catch it. He's Melvin.
Yeah, that's why I threw the towel first. But if he knew, he'd step away.
He would. He might have, unless he's lying to you. I think you have a third question.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Nothing until you ask that question.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Us getting together. When you have two people that are the same thing near each other, it creates like an aura that's wonky and looks weird. And
I'm technically Brody right now. As you can see, I'm way too handsome for my own good right now.
there's nothing better than this. But what you look like to us and what you look like to them, and he points up, are very different.
Yeah.
You've already met Santa Claus, right?
Several of them at this point.
Yeah. So the gods, they see us differently, and when two of us get together that are the same person, it creates some sort of weird paradox thing, and some gods don't like that, and they try to deal with it in ways that are unpleasant, which is why I probably didn't approach me in the past, but I'm trying it this time because last time didn't work out, and here I am.
Makes sense.
It doesn't make sense to me, but I'm going with it.
Well, you must not have watched too much Star Trek in this timeline.
We're from the same timeline, but we're in the different timeline together. So yes, I saw that episode.
And I kind of like phase out for a second where I'm just like, it hurts my brain. what do I need to do in the immediate future to help this situation so we break the cycle, and we can just be done, and then I can go back home, and we can go back to the enemy convention in the moment we die, and I don't have to be here with all these goddamn gnomes.
So I don't know, and that's why I'm here. Because what I did didn't work, and what you're doing is, up until this moment, exactly what I was doing. I have derailed time, and hopefully there's not somebody that's in charge of keeping time in line. So I can tell you what not to do.
Okay.
I can tell you what didn't work for me. Maybe it would work for you now that I've intervened. Butterfly Effect, something like that.
Ashton Kutcher in 2003. Good movie.
So, do not fight Flanagan in Battle of the Bands.
Okay.
He doesn't hold back, ever. And when he did all of his fire at me, it changed me. And that's why I can do what I do. And he pops his hand and fire orb appears.
Let's do roll wisdom.
He's muted.
I just needed a roll for my character sheet. I'm just filling that out while you guys are doing this. Ignore anything that I do.
Ignore me.
Or the man in the garden. So don't fight Flanagan.
Okay.
And figure out why all of these other people are in the battle. I'm still trying to figure it out, but there's no reason for that elf queen to have been in Battle of the Bands. It makes no sense. Why would she even participate?
Can I spout lore?
Absolutely.
So, in recalling, trying to put the pieces together about why an elven monarch would give a shit about the succession line of the Gnome Empire, I recall from the memories of Loose Leaf that there was, at one point, a refugee half-gnome child named Gregory, who is royalty to the Gelder Empire. And she's trying to use him to dethrone everybody else. And that's why she's trying to have a representation and foil everything, because she was going to puppet throne that shit for her own thing.
So, half gnome, half Geldar?
Geldar's an elf. T-dub. We didn't
And,
establish.
and the Amarok tribe wanted to get a piece of that?
It was her whole plan this whole time.
Was it a good plan? I don't know how she gets control of a... like, both pieces are completely unrelated to her. I don't know how she thought that would work.
She thought that, if she could have someone that had ties to two different things, she could either embed the Amarok tribe in either one of them and use him as a bargaining chip. So
Okay.
she was going to install him into the Gnome Empire because he's half gnome.
Okay.
And then she was going to use that to build alliances with the Geldar and get mining rights. And then there would just be this whole funnel of things together.
I like it. Where does that leave the Witch Queen? Was she involved? Or was this like outside of that alliance?
Outside of that alliance, the elves are in on their own shit. And now that we've gotten rid of my awful past ex-wife, yeah. This is the last tie-in.
Excellent. So you did roll a 6 on that.
Yeah.
Let me make it hard now.
Yeah.
Jeez. So we know that gnomes have representatives because they don't want to. They don't want to compete.
Right, because they got brittle bone syndrome. Like,
Right.
the whole race has brittle bone
They're
syndrome.
like they're paper people. They're little origami things that if you hit them with anything, they die. Um. Okay. This heir. That is half Geldar, half gnome.
Gnome royalty.
That is of gnome royalty and Geldar backing as well, is of age and is not a child like the other gnome that was that y'all were representing. And while the war chief was chasing this down and volunteered to become a part of this alliance, it wasn't her idea. She was magically suggested to take place in this tournament by him, and he seeded her that it was her idea to chase this down.
Wait, what? The heir manipulated his ex-wife into
Yes.
doing this?
Didn't
Holy shit.
manipulate isn't correct. Magically coerced.
So this is like some polyjuice potion used for rape tech.
This is like some serious charm magic.
This is ridiculous.
Interesting. So I spout that theory to my future self.
Now that would make sense because she's not the only noble that's going to participate in this battle.
Right.
You've already dealt with the cow lady,
Mhm.
and you've dealt with the war chief
And
But-
the mimic lady.
and the mimic lady, but you haven't. The witch queen hasn't taken her turn in the battle yet.
No. Not that I'm aware of. So I'm guessing the representatives of the Witch Queen are going to be attacking my friends who are still at Tekudamer.
I don't. That didn't happen in my timeline. They didn't attack. They didn't attack at Tegudamer. Is Tegudamer the one here or the one in Geldar?
The one here. Tekudamer is the.
Tegudamer is the gnome school. Magudamer is the Geldar school.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She never attacked while we were at Tegudamer or Magudamer. She waited until we were back on gnome land.
So as long as we don't go out to back to the Gnome Town, nothing happens.
We're in the gnome town right now.
I look out the window. I'm like, fuck, you're right.
So the answer is to get you away from here so she can't fight you and you stay away so that. But if you fight her, you win.
All right, what?
We won. We beat her. But now I fucked it up with the butterfly effect.
Yeah. So anything can happen.
So by telling you you've won, you're going to be too cocky and you'll lose and it'll be all my fault again.
Yeah, it's usually our fault.
Tell me about it. Okay, how about this? You have Mjolnir. You need to use him a lot because he's like the Norse god of mules right now. And I think I have a way to make him
Fly?
a little more something.
Fly?
Is that what you want?
Fly? The other Mjolnir gets to fly.
Yes. I am
My hat shoots lightning and flies. It is a Mjolnir.
So I am open to a lot of things. Like Melvin of the future wants to help you win. So, if you think Mjolnir being able to fly is the way to victory, then he will likely do it for you.
Yeah, table talk. Do we think we can abuse Mjolnir and his flying abilities in combat? Yeah, I'm hearing no dissent. So
How are you going to throw him? Are you going to grab him by his tail and Thor throw him?
I'm gonna smack the ass on the ass. He's gonna rear up, and that's gonna trigger his like fight or flight instincts, and he's gonna fly because he's gonna have flight.
He flies through the air because he shoots lightning at his butt.
No. Like he gets startled, and he's like, ah! Then that triggers his flight reflex, and he just. Woo!
Okay, I like it.
And I want to outline that his movements as a horse or as a mule do not necessarily direct how he flies. So he could be like facing one way, but then he could like on the z-axis just like so he could be like this where he's just like
He can do a strafing run.
yeah.
Excellent. I love it. That might just work. I love it. We're so clever.
High five.
High five. All right. So I'm going to take this magic bracelet and he pops it off. And he puts it on Mjolnir. This is going to take some of my magic. I can't do lightning magic anymore.
Yeah, but that's only for cowards.
You haven't been electrocuted recently, have you?
Not since we put the fork in the oven and our mom got mad at us.
Yeah. Poor
I still
mom.
smell burning.
He takes the bracelet and he puts it on Mjolnir's which leg?
Back left.
Back left. His driver's side rear.
And let me note this down in his character bio next to Savage.
And as
Can
it does,
fly.
you can see his eyes become supercharged. And he is he hovers slightly for a moment before settling down.
I should probably get to the other gentleman so we can plan our attack.
Yes, and you'll want to go there in style. And he does a quick circle with his hand and opens up a portal. Because
Nice.
just fucking convenient that way.
So I pick up my burned trident, pitchfork, get on my mule in my subpar leather, and without the mule doing any movement whatsoever, he lifts up and then just slowly starts floating through the portal.
Does Mjolnir walk anywhere anymore?
No, he only slightly hovers without moving his legs.
He's become lazier.
It's like if you take a PNG in Photoshop of a mule and you just see it go.
Oh, I love it. And you pop into existence in the Geldar throne room? Because that's where the party stopped. And older Melvin gives a little wave, sees who's on the other side, and like you could see like a zipper form as he pulls down on it. And the portal is gone. And King Geldar, standing before the three of you, plus Mr. Margaritaville man, who is passed out on someone's shoulder, says, "What in the actual fuck just happened?" Who are you, and how did you get past our magical defenses?
Geldar, you know exactly who I am.
He's pointing at Melvin.
Oh, okay.
Who silently just appears, slightly hovering behind the other guys with the burned pitchfork. Oh, I'm with them.
He is, unfortunately.
I don't know you, and sorry, I had my Melvin voice on for a second. I don't know you, and I don't know you. I know Mr. Krampus there.
We have a lot to discuss.
Do we have to? He's scratching his chin. He looks uneasy.
You did not hold up your end of the bargain.
I've been slightly busy with the Witch Queen raiding my towns constantly.
Well, I'm here to collect.
The Witch Queen? Take her away?
Anybody else want to jump in on that?
Do you know where the Witch Queen is?
Yeah, her country, which is some of my country now.
See, I kind of feel like this is an affair we might not want to get involved in, Mr. Krampus. He's taking people's shit, and
She is taking my shit.
Well, I'm here to take his shit because he made a pact with Santa, and he has not delivered, and I'm here to receive.
But I need everything I can to keep this woman at bay.
You just literally said you took over some of her land. I
No,
don't
she's
see the
been.
problem.
He misspoke. He meant that some of his land was taken by her.
And you're just taking it back.
We're trying to. Because have you seen what she does to my people?
No, we have not the faintest idea.
She puts their heads on sticks and does parades. It's crazy. She's insane.
Or like puppets with like, you know, they talk and there's like a string and they go.
That's not how it was in my head before, but now it is. Yes, exactly like that. It's insane. She's fucking nuts. She has to be dealt with. And I can't do it without the thing. I don't know what the thing is. Spoilers.
You don't remember what the thing is?
I don't.
Oh, is it the bracers?
It's the bracers.
Oh, it is the bracers. He says, I can't do it without them. And he holds up his hands with both bracers on.
Geldar, we made a deal.
Can we make another deal?
Ooh, deal. What do you have in mind?
I'm listening.
So the Witch Queen is terrorizing me and my people. And I'm only holding her back with these bracers. And you know that we have many, you know that, what's the name of this country again? Strom sits on what is basically a fountain of magic minerals. We can't get it out of the ground quick enough. So, how about upon her being dealt with, I will gladly return the bracers to you, and we will pay an annual pittance of magical ore.
Thing for that. I don't have like a way to contact Santa directly, do I? I don't think we set something like that up.
If you don't, I'll make it work. You tell me what you want to do and we'll figure something out. I feel like you should be able to talk to Santa.
Yeah.
Do you have a walkie-talkie?
He could take the patron thing from the warlock.
Yeah, something like that. Have that as a base skill. It makes sense.
You've got Boss from Beyond, right?
Not in my moves list, no.
I thought it was like a passive thing.
Oh, if it is, I might not have added it in since this is a completely custom list.
We gotta stop making custom bullshit all the time.
Yeah. What makes it more interesting?
Root bites you in the ass after a while.
I think as Santa's representative, you are fit to make deals on his behalf.
Fair enough.
And I don't think me relaying a message to you to relay back to me, to relay back to you, to relay back to me through 3 different characters is a necessary
fair.
way for this to go out.
For ultimate immersion, though,
Santa sends you out to the field because he trusts that you can get the job done.
well, here's the thing. What's to let us from letting the White Witch deal with you, and I just take the bracers and we take the minerals?
If you let her deal with us, she is going to kill every single person in this kingdom, including the children.
I do like children.
Santa really likes children.
Yeah, but Santa can go all over the land. One place blipping out of existence isn't really that much for him.
1 country worth of children is a blip to him?
You don't know Santa, do you?
Thought I did.
Your deal's sounding a little weak here.
Constantine makes a note in his head that Santa may derive his magic from children.
It's an interesting note.
Store that one up here.
It's up here in the old noggin.
Do we need to talk about the lore of Santa Claus and how Santa has
I
his
feel like-
powers?
I feel like I need some spout lore on that.
I'm surprised that at this point we haven't broached that topic.
I mean, there was stuff specifically like I feel like you can paint yourself in a corner.
Go ahead and
That's
paint
why,
that.
like-
Go ahead and paint that corner.
Well, this one's narratively appropriate. I'm very curious now.
Why would Constantine know it, and why wouldn't Krampus?
He
Know
just
what?
said. He just.
Geldar may be making blind assumptions.
This is true.
Also, Geldar may not be inferring that his power is driven or is
I would say that Geldar is only inferring that Santa has children's best interests at heart.
yes,
Powers derived. from-
derived. That's the word, derived. That his power is derived from. I don't think that's what Geldar is inferring. He's just like, they're children. Santa gives presents to children. Therefore, Santa would want to save the children. That's what I assume Geldar is thinking about. But he's really just trying to save his own ass on keeping those gauntlets for as long as he can, when he's already welching on a deal.
Now, Geldar is because we know of the illegitimate son, is he the... I don't think we decided, is this Geldar's bastard kid, or is this like his brother's son kind of situation and legitimate heir to the throne?
It would have to be something that would be his older brother's child, which would make him the successor.
Ah,
Oh, I was just gonna say this was directly Geldar's kid, and you could use it from that perspective and hold it over.
You
his
can also
head.
use that, but if you're gonna like try to usurp it, that's the way to do it.
yeah.
Is Geldar had an older brother. The older brother didn't take the throne. Geldar did. Geldar's older brother had a secret son, or something like that, and he is technically the rightful heir to the throne and can take it from Geldar. So that is one angle of a few you can do.
Do it, yeah. Extort him. You know about the child. Use it,
Yeah.
Meldog. Meldog.
I may
extort.
just be a man who's riding a floating mule that came out of nowhere, but I do know that your brother's son, Gregory, is still alive. Mr. Geldar.
I kind of want to diffuse this immediately. Be like, yeah, we send Christmas cards every year. But this feels like a parlay because you have leverage, and you're trying to. What are you trying to accomplish with this leverage?
Trying to, because he thinks he has the high ground, trying to make him on the back foot of this.
Sure.
Veiled threat, babe.
Parlay.
Now, who gets to name Geldar's older brother?
That's-
That just came into existence.
Every time someone whispers part, like when you say it like that, I can only think of that stupid butter substitute commercial, parquet.
Never heard of it.
Parquet. It's the talking butter bin. Parquet.
It's trying to seduce you with fake butter.
I mean, a 10, that's a complete success. You would bring Gregory into this? He's done nothing wrong.
Exactly. He's done nothing to his kingdom which he rightfully rules because he's been held.
The people have chosen me to rule them.
I didn't know that's how a monarchy worked, Geldar.
Out of character, that's not how a monarchy works.
That's not how a monarchy works.
Jesus Christ, we can't get away from this succession shit. That's in character, by the way. Can't you guys just keep it in your fucking pants?
Absolutely not. What other joy is there in this world?
Raising undead
Got a
armies, one that I could think of.
But when
He's
your
got a point.
seed is the highest crop in the land, you should probably zip your trouser pants.
Just a little bit.
I prefer to spread my seed far and wide.
Nope.
Well, it appears your brother was far more successful than you.
It was a contest, he won. On that side of the world, he won.
Yeah, and he's gonna dethrone you now because he's of age. We found him. He's no longer being held prisoner by my last life's ex-wife and her evil ploy to dethrone you and disable the Gnomish kingdom.
Can you say that 5 times fast?
Hell no.
There's no reason to bring Gregory into this. He's still young. His time will
He's
come.
18.
There's much work to be done before he can do anything.
I'm going to point one thing out to you, Mr. Geldar. He's raised an army and is currently occupied somewhere else.
It's Mr.
But
King
he's on the
Geldar.
march here.
Mr. King Geldar.
Mr. King Geldar,
To you.
to me. Of course, your highness of Most High, who's groveling to Santa Claus with some bracers. But I digress. Anyway,
Groveling to Santa Claus, not you.
exactly.
So show proper
And I-
respect.
I told you something valuable to your...
Geldar, you are getting a little feisty there.
Your servants are out of line.
Oh, they're not my servants. They are comrades in arms. You're welching on a deal, and you are insulting my friends.
I am offering you another deal.
It's a weak-ass deal, Geldar.
Okay, what would you prefer?
I would prefer you to take those off and hand them to me before it becomes a problem.
I would absolutely do so if the Witch Queen was not a problem. They have not given me the power I need to stop her, just to block her.
So,
Well,
Geldar,
Your reliance on the gauntlets will be your downfall.
I'm willing to sacrifice myself to keep her out of this country.
So, Geldar, we're aware of why the Witch Queen might be attacking you or trying to dethrone you.
She's not trying to dethrone me. She's trying to commit genocide.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. You killed her husband.
He walked in my front door and tried to kill me. It's a miracle I survived.
Oh, is this a stand my ground state? Shit. Well, yeah, he technically, if this is a stand my ground state, technically, he can murder anybody that walks into his house. Like, oh wait,
Out of character, you could consider the entire country the king's house.
I want to turn to the party as an aside and be like, I don't know that we should get involved. I actually think Gregory, bringing him here, would probably restore balance. Because I imagine the Witch Queen wouldn't just go after him. I could see why she wants vengeance on Geldar. We could just turn him over.
True.
I mean, I don't see a downside, other than the fact that he's got some magic bracers on. Constantine's gonna look over his shoulder. You're like, they look like they might have some magic in them. I don't know.
Does your
Probably
dagger
poke him.
look like it might have magic in it?
I'm just gonna say it's like black, like that.
It's just
what
a-
is it, like Vantage Black or whatever?
It's like
So it's-
obsidian.
Ink is pink.
Exactly. So, I mean, we
Well-
may be solving several problems here.
Krampus is not dumb enough to start a to prompt a fight in the middle of a throne room.
Are you okay with what he thinks is going to happen if he hands over the bracers?
Me?
The party in general.
Oh, Krampus doesn't care. Krampus is only here for. I mean,
Krampus is going to do what Krampus does.
Yeah, he just wants the bracers because that's what was promised. And he does not care about the outcome of what happens after he gets them because that's what he was sent for.
I mean, my offer still stands. I think we could get rid of this problem and solve one of our many other ones.
Are you offering Geldar something?
Oh no, I'm still talking to the party about
Okay.
getting rid of
Oh,
Geldar in some way.
As Krampus, I'm okay with taking the path of least resistance, even though it is due to the fact that Gildar is going against his own word. So,
Can we make an agreement to go kill the Witch Queen in exchange for him allowing us to get those mineral rights and use this kid as a bargain?
I'd be down for that.
Sorry, what was that? My laptop almost died.
Do we try to we say we're gonna go fight the Witch Queen, give him the kid, and then we get those mineral rights, and then we just kind of act like this exchange never happened?
We could. I think it might be better if we're going to face the Witch Queen to probably retrieve Gregory and his army. Because this is not an easy task. Oh, I could... Wait, the party already knows, right? Do I need to do spout lore for some of the crap she did in the past, raising the mountain range?
Absolutely.
I thought that was
Yes.
part of the spout lore, wasn't it?
No, the part of the spout lore, we're talking about the Divine Shade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Divine Shade was something that I just kind of came up with on the spot.
It was
for
like
how
a-
that separated.
it was a mountain
it's a mountain
range.
range that separates the that separates Strom from Oakden.
It was also littered
Okay.
with dungeons, right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
dungeons
yeah.
everywhere.
There's magical dungeons littered throughout. It was the home of the witches, basically.
What is spout lore? Is it just a D12?
It's It's 2d6 plus intellect.
Okay. Okay, cool. You guys do know the history of the Witch Queen, right? The mountain range that separates these two kingdoms didn't used to be there. She raised it with her own hands. And you think we can just walk in, defeat the Witch Queen to get some minerals? I think we're going to need more than just us. It's a road I'm willing to travel, but full disclosure, it's going to be a very long one.
Sorry, I thought I posted. While we were talking, I made a GIF of how Mjolnir flies, but it's not working. So that's why there's a picture of a mule.
I love it. I just love that you posted an image.
I have the working thing on my screen. I can show you the GIF I made. Hold on.
You could share screen. Yeah, that would.
Sorry. I worked hard on this.
So there you go, Sean. It's canon. The insane witch queen that was like all powerful before, that had all these legends, also raised a mountain range.
See? He just
I think we could totally defeat her.
But it won't export into a GIF that will actually upload the Discord. But that's what he does.
He just flies away. It looks like Superman.
It's like a helium balloon, but a mule.
Oh god. Oh god.
That was beautiful.
So mad that it didn't actually upload to Discord.
Okay. Are we undertaking the quest to Mount Doom? No, definitely wrong game. Are we undertaking the quest to defeat the Witch Queen?
I will need some armaments to fight the Witch Queen if you say she's as dangerous as she is. My last weapon, and I hold up my burnt trident, is burnt, and I need a new barbed wire trident if anybody has one laying around.
That looks like a pitchfork.
I'm gonna point at Geldar. I swear to God, you better not send us to another weapon shop.
He's definitely gonna call out his finest armorer.
Like his cousin, or like copy and pasted like reset character design.
Oh, he's his cousin. Is he cross-eyed? He's my cousin, sir.
I mean, to be fair, it is canon that the guy that I got the necromancy dagger from is basically the same guy. We don't know if he's related or if he's the same guy, but
We'll get you equipped with the obviously better armaments than your pitchfork.
Trident. I was told it's a trident.
Sure.
specifically it was named the Trident of Doom. And tetanus.
It looks like it was a doomed trident. It
Well,
looks
your guards
slagged.
don't look any better.
They look a lot better.
tetanus.
Out of character.
Okay,
So,
I guess we should head to the armory.
So you've decided, out of character, you've decided that his deal is sufficient and that you're going to go kill the Witch Queen.
We're going to get Gregory and his army, and then defeat the Witch Queen, and potentially march back on Geldar, depending on how the party feels.
Anything to get those gauntlets back.
It definitely would have probably been easier to have the throne room brawl, though. Like,
I would be not as confused.
we're basically bringing a guy who can unite two kingdoms, who has an army of probably very well-trained soldiers, back to the place.
I wonder what kind of
Is it
soldiers
just
he
Doom?
has.
It's the Amarok tribe soldiers. That's where he
Gregory
is.
leads. He's with the Amaroks? Why is he with the Amaroks if he's in the kingdom, if he's part Strom and part
Because he was
gnome?
He was hidden.
he was
Why was
Like
he
I
hidden?
said.
He had a contestant in Battle of the Bands.
Gregory, no, because Gregory was like hidden and you like kidnapped as a child, or what did I say it was? I don't know. This is Chris's plan. He told me to do it.
He Gregory had a participant in Battle of the Bands, and it was Loose Leaf's ex-wife. And that was from the discussion with Melvin.
Oh, that's because he's magical. But he should be with the Amarok. That's where he should be. Currently,
Yeah, they were
He's
working
with
together.
the Amarok, with the army.
So he's in Margaritaville.
Yes, with a fucking army of elves. Yes.
They're still in transit technically. But
This was a great way to tie together the three things that we did in totally different directions.
my brain
We
hurts.
just have one complicated character uniting them all.
Excellent.
Could also turn out to be like a mega villain because he could be like bloodthirsty or whatever. I mean, it's
Well, he is Gnomish.
he's your person. He's your NPC now. Yes, he's gnomish and elvish. So he's either like a small elf or a very large gnome.
He's a good elf.
As you walk into the Actually, Geldar, he walks with you down to the armory because he's going to knock on the door and let you in to meet his armorer, who I have not decided what he sounds like yet.
Austin
You already
accent.
know.
Tried and true.
And as you, he knocks on the door, and then takes a couple of steps back real fast, and he keeps his arm out, like, say, don't pass, because actually he says, hold tight. The armor is eccentric. If
You're talking to a man who is floating on a mule that has anti-gravity powers, holding a trident. So eccentric is an understatement to me.
As you say that, you can see smoke start coming through the cracks in the door of the armament
Wow.
room, and then an explosion opens up the double doors.
Snoop Dogg.
How close is Geldar to me right now?
It depends. Who? Were y'all following directly behind him? Were you following to the side of him?
I'm probably not able to follow. I'm probably behind him because, again, floating mule.
Yep.
I'm gonna lean over to Krampus. We could end this right here.
Go on.
He's in front of us. I himself.
But if they
Got
hear
that
us,
nice little dagger. Why don't you use it?
Fuck it. Let's go.
oh my god.
Well, Bulldog, you heard this. This is a discussion.
No, I don't. In theory, I'm probably behind him.
You see
Like-
me taking the dagger out from under my robe.
And as in real life, I'm going,
I'm going to glance over my shoulder before this action takes place and look you in the eye. Are you shaking your head?
yeah, but I'm not saying anything. I'm just like, I don't think good idea this is.
You can
But
kill the king.
You can do what you want, and I will support your decision. In character, Melvin thinks that's a dumb idea. I don't know how I feel about the situation because it's kind of brilliant, but at the same time, if we're too noisy, we're surrounded by guards and the fucking armorer who has all of the weapons.
Well, I'll explain my motivation here. So, the character motivation is Constantine is pretty well aware of how powerful the Witch Queen is because of Peace Sprout's past. So, there's a lot like, we've got this guy alone in a spot. Now, we are directly in front of the armory, which I have no idea who the guy's going to be in there. But he escorted us alone. Other thing, though, is I don't know how powerful the fucking bracers are. And also,
Can I
we
paint
could
that
wind
picture
up-
a little bit?
there's one other thing going through my mind. I've never used this weapon before, so we could have a fucking undead Geldar to deal with the bracers on.
He is using the bracers to keep the Witch Queen at bay. And it is working, but he can't push forward with them.
So it's kind of a stalemate situation.
So we could kill Geldar, then they were emissaries of Gregory, and call Gregory to our aid. That would flank the Witch Queen because of where Margaritaville is. So he could come behind her army while we're fighting them.
So this half gnome, half elf is going to lead the Emrock tribe from Margaritaville to Oakton. And then you're going to convince the Strom military to attack?
Gregory is the rightful heir.
He's
We
not
would just
here.
We would need a convincing message from him.
We
You-
haven't even talked to Gregory, technically. How would he know that this plan is going together? Do we just like, hey, we killed the king, we need you to come back?
Yeah. That's kind of where
Is
we
he
are.
going to be okay with that?
That's a good point.
None of us from when my ex-wife came to town for the Battle of the Bands to now, no one is in the party that has the same body. Keep that in mind. None of us technically, we're all the same people, but we're a new fucking cast of characters. Because I'm in my third body, or I'm in a new body. You're Constantine now, and Davril is now the fucking Krampus.
He's
So-
fucking terrifying.
It's a one-sided fucking conversation. You're like, who the fuck are you? It's like, it's us, the Three Stooges. And it's like, no.
You know
Now,
who would
are
be
you-
a
are
really
you-
good person to talk to Gregory?
Who?
Waylon Ginseng, the leader of Margaritaville.
Now you're offering to divide the party so he can go get aid. So okay, we're going like full Lord of the Rings here.
I'm
First,
always
not
going to
really-
offer to split the party. I think that's always a good idea.
I don't know.
Oh, and then
Krampus.
you get a conversation where I'm talking to myself in the future, and then the other two are just like, what the fuck is happening?
There's another consequence here. So if we killed Geldar and it weakened or disorganized the military, then the Witch Queen could take over strong. Maybe this isn't the best plan.
Is it better if the Witch Queen is in charge?
She's
we
never
talked to her
moved
and seen how
against
she
the
feels?
gnomes. Yeah, we haven't seen the witch. Maybe we should go see the Witch Queen and try to kill her. Okay. Wow,
What do you know
Very-
about the Witch
very-
Queen? Pea Sprout?
she's real strong.
Okay.
Like, real strong.
Real
Apparently
strong.
very vicious.
Vicious. She likes her parades.
I mean, super powerful. I mean, Geldar here had to sell his soul to Santa Claus to even resist her. So that tells me she's very terrifying. And also, the Amarok
Or
have a
or-
treaty with them?
or Geldar is just very weak.
But she also did raise a mountain range.
Do we actually know that she raised a mountain range, or is this some fucking
Propaganda.
bardic bullshit that's been spread around?
It was in the lore, so that's what people believe happened. And there were eyewitnesses.
Sure,
I mean, it doesn't
eyewitnesses.
mean you couldn't have a magic item from one of the dungeons in the range. That's a possibility.
That is.
So we can stab this guy here, or travel across the land.
Like, is
Like the
your
witch. No.
is your goal to do good, or what?
My
What?
goal is to complete the objective that I was sent for, which
So-
is obtain the gauntlets.
So Krampus has a very black and white goal. He needs to get the gauntlets back. I don't know what's motivating Constantine other than he wants his soul to not be owned by someone. And I
I
Okay.
just want to go home.
think Melvin just wants to go home.
So Constantine's goal here is to stabilize the region by killing this guy, getting some mineral rights, and providing for Margaritaville so everybody there is happy and they stop warring so he can figure out what the fuck to do to not give his soul to the devil, inevitably. So very self-preserving. And this seems like a great bargaining chip if he can take out a king and has a kingdom to hand over to someone who can help him.
So do you think when you go to death with the king that his soul is going to be worth more than anyone else's?
Oh, no. I'm talking more about fixing the region and looking for a solution here because Death made a bargain. He said that he would deal with the devil thing. And I have no idea what the progress is on that. But Constantine is also not one to wait around and let some deal decide his fate.
Sure, he wants to go at it from all angles.
So, insurance.
Yeah, master of his own destiny.
I mean, attempting to. Everything is a bargaining chip if the price is right. So,
Okay.
he's
So
kind of a dirty guy.
is it in the best interest of the world for this for the king to die?
We've
It
kind of
depends.
destabilized already one major faction with the whole Battle of the Bands and all the shit we've done there. Just doing it to multiple just seems like we're just on this rampage to break the entire economy of this world.
I mean, I guess installing Gregory as the unified king of Strom and the gnomes would solve a lot of the stability issues. He has legitimacy in both realms. He's also legitimized in the Emerok tribe. So that's 3 factions right there that could fall under one potential leader.
I look at the
So
map.
you're trying to unify the kingdoms, basically.
I offer this. Look at the map and look at Strom plus the Amarok tribe plus the Gnome Kingdom, and compare its size to Oakton.
Okay, what are we looking at? Let's see. Strom, Emerok tribe, Gnome Kingdom. Ah, shit. I mean,
Landmass isn't everything, but that's a lot of landmass that the Witch Queen owns, and it looks about equal to those 3 combined.
taking multiple splinter factions down to 1, that would give more resources. A mixed army of magical gnomes and elves.
Maybe we should go to one of the other bordering countries of Oakton off to the east and see if we can rouse an army to take her down.
Ooh, we do have. Oh my god, they're so small though. All of them are so tiny, and we run the risk of them being allies. But yes, there are 4 kingdoms that we could go talk to in probably short order. But okay, so Constantine's
like,
gonna
Sorry, go ahead. Finish the sentence.
he's gonna put the dagger away and not assassinate the king to get the bracers back, because I figured if we had the bracers, and Santa Claus could evacuate us in some way because he wants them. But that is also an assumption and not a fact. So the escape plan here depends on the will of a jolly fat man, who apparently enjoys death and destruction because he's addicted to the freaking Battle of the Bands TV show.
It's on all the channels right now.
I'm going to turn to Krampus and say, hey Krampus, I think we might be being set up here. And I'm going to put the dagger away.
Are you saying that out loud so that Geldar can hear you?
No, I'm saying that just to Krampus and Meldog.
Yeah, this seems a little bit too easy of just go deal with her to get the bracers back. Something else is afoot.
It's just making me more mulling over trying to stab this dude in the back with this dagger.
I mean, I could just pull out one of my divine weapons and run him through if I really needed to, but
Let's at least have him open the door, so we can get into the armory.
Meldog, the voice of reason.
Didn't the door explode open?
Okay.
You said it was smoking. It had not exploded yet because I was about to stab
did-
him in the confusion of the door explosion.
You did ask us how far away we were from the door, and I don't think we ever actually answered. Far enough away to not be hurt by the door blowing off its hinges.
Well, good old
Lies.
Geldar's in front.
The heavy doors swing open, and smoke and fog like fills the doorway, and out of the doorway you see a man, a humanoid about the size of Geldar's height, but his height is about where it stops being similar. This man is beefy, beefy to the core. Like if you were trying to picture someone, Major Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist would be a good one.
Okay.
Except he has a massive dwarvish beard that runs all the way down to his belly button, and it is braided.
So he's got a thick barrel chest, arms like tree trunks,
Yes.
and a large braided beard with gems interwoven into it.
Sure, why not? Actually, he's got a glitter beard going on.
Weapon, please. And I hold up my weapon and just kind of like.
I'm picturing. Have you watched Parks and Rec? And the daughter's like, money, please.
Oh yeah.
Oh, those are my two favorite characters. What does he sound like? He sounds like the microphone needs to be closer to my face. He grumbles. What do you have?
Tried it with barbed wire. That's been working out pretty well for me right now.
His eyes go, he squints a little bit. He says, barbed wire.
Yeah.
Why?
Constantine's gonna laugh. He's gonna laugh.
Because it looks cool and it keeps my cattle in.
Are you going to fight cows?
Well,
We haven't determined.
I can get you a border collie.
then what should you give? What do you think a ranger should have as a weapon?
I don't know. You're the ranger that wants a pitchfork.
Why do you always break his balls with the fucking weaponsmiths? Why?
Just-
Out of everyone that could harass him, it's the fucking armorers.
Oh, God.
Just want to stab somebody with a weapon. Give me a stabby stick, please. I don't care anymore. I'm a simple boy on a floating mule. Just give me a weapon.
Constantine's just actually crying loud. I'm going to turn to Meldog. Did you wrong the Armorers Guild? What is going on?
Oh no. I'm so mad I lost my accent.
He is, he grumbles, turns away, back into the smoke. And when he reaches, as he disappears, you hear a slight whirring sound as you see the outline of a fan in the back of the room kick on and push all of the smoke out of the room at you. And you see a wide selection of different types of weapons available. And he heads to a a wall of spears and tridents. And
then he spies one on the ground sticking out of a bale of hay and retrieves that one.
Oh boy.
he says, I don't have one with barbed wire. I guess I could wrap some.
So does he go to his wall of barbed wire?
He actually has a spool of it.
Motherfucker was prepared. Female dog, you weren't crazy.
He-
I was just being an asshole.
And he pulls a legitimate trident off the wall. Not a pitchfork, but like a legitimate trident. And pulls off the barbed wire, and with his fingers he bends it and manipulates it around the tips. And he hands it to you, Meldog, and he says, a bit unorthodox. But if this is what you want.
I hold it up like I've just gotten like a legendary loot item, and I'm sitting there, and Mjolnir sparks a little bit, and he's just like, yes. Yes! And Mjolnir kind of like does this thing where it just kind of goes and slowly floats out and up the stairs or leaves.
So
My work here is done.
this trident has a couple of tags on it. We haven't talked about tags a lot previously. One of them is barbed wire or barbed. The other is fully metal. It's not a piece of wood that you can break by throwing it at an ogre's or a troll's chest. And it's got some range on it because it's a spear. So it's tetanus, metal, and range.
Okay. Let me.
I want to ask the armorer guy, what has Meldog done to you people?
It's done. I don't know who this is. Who's Meldog? Is this the weird trident guy?
Yes, it's the trident guy. Did he rub you the wrong way?
I've never had someone ask for a barbed trident before. That's ridiculous. You want it to go in quick. Usually don't equip weapons with tetanus.
You see, it makes it more painful when you hit them with it. You want to cause as much trauma as possible. Therefore, the barbed wire.
His eyes go wide. You're obviously something. Can't think of a nice way to say that y'all are crazy motherfuckers.
I looked down at my hairy, hoofed body and I said, "Yeah, you really think so?"
Say, Mr. Armorer, do you happen to have any sleigh repair parts?
Slay?
You know, like Santa Claus, ho ho ho, little elves?
Do you have it with you?
I look over at Constantine. That stuff's way too advanced for him.
Oh, he just insulted the armorer. Oh shit!
Yeah.
And Meldog loved this.
He puts up his hands. He says, hold on. A sleigh. Too advanced for me. I don't think so.
Show us an advanced weapon you've crafted. The most advanced weapon you've crafted.
Geldar didn't say he was a blacksmith. But
An armor is a blacksmith.
Okay, fine. Show us the most advanced object you've created.
he holds up a finger and he opens up what looks like a gun cabinet.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
And he sticks his hand in and pulls out this very large sword. The blade is incredibly long and wide, almost Buster Sword-esque width.
Okay.
The handle of it is also very long. It's almost like a staff sword, a staff and a sword met together. And on the hilt of it, you can see runes etched into it. And as he wields it with one hand, because he's a big motherfucker, you can see sparks and flames dance around the edges of it. And he says, "This is a weapon."
Ooh. I want to investigate a mystery. I want to try to identify the runes.
I think that's going to be a discern realities.
Ah, okay. Whatever.
We don't have investigate a mystery in this game.
Investigate and discern. Oh, motherfucker. I'm going to my old sheet. This is too.
Now, if he rolls low enough, does he have to create the whole runic language? Never mind.
Oh, did I roll?
Hack and slash.
Okay.
Hack
Not
and
what I meant,
slash.
Good enough. It just happened when I opened the sheet, so. You want me to re-roll, or is that fine?
I mean, you got a 9. What is? Are you spouting lore or are you discerning realities?
Oh, discerning realities. I want to see, like... this
What's your
all-powerful-
wisdom modifier?
It's +1.
Okay, so that's a complete success. You got 3 questions.
Okay, where is it? Was it discern realities? Is that what the roll was?
It was.
Okay. Okay.
You're asking specifically about this weapon, correct?
Yes. Okay, so I don't know. I'm looking at the sword, and I notice none of these really apply to the runes. That's what I want to know. So, I guess what here is useful or valuable to me in the context of the weapon.
Sure. Looking at the runes, you can see that they're written in Elvish. I don't know that is Constantine familiar with Elvish. I doubt it because he's from another dimension, universe, place. But
Another time? Oh wait, okay, totally different place. You could say he has a cursory knowledge.
sure.
Elvish.
As he, you're right. He's probably seen some artifacts on Earth that ended up from other places, and from his rudimentary rudimentary knowledge of Elvish, he can make out the symbols for lightning and fire, and he can decipher that on the hilt, lightning is on one side and fire is on the other. And upon looking closer at the blade, as he absentmindedly swings it through the air, you can see that the fire arches up one side and the lightning arches up the other.
Oh, so it's like a two-piece sword. Okay. All right. Well, let's go with 2 context questions. What happened here recently, and what's about to happen? You know what? What happened here recently in the context of the sword? What was the last time it was used?
What happened here recently with the sword? I'll tell you the story of how this sword is the reason the Witch Queen doesn't have her husband anymore.
Ooh.
Oh shit! Oh!
This thing's like a fucking shark blade, man.
The Witch Queen specifically blames Geldar for the death of her husband, and Geldar takes credit for it. But there's rumors among the castle that it was not Geldar, but the armorer wielding this weapon that single-handedly dealt with the Witch Queen's husband.
Huh.
He lied.
BMF. And now it makes me feel way better about just shanking Geldar and getting this over with. But okay.
You want to shank Geldar and deal with him?
Well, if he didn't kill this, warrior king guy and strike him down, and it was this dude, makes me feel a lot better about stabbing Mr. Bracers. But it feels less dangerous, except this dude might come after us. Okay, what should I be on the lookout for?
As you look up the sword up and down, you also look at this man. You notice that he's got a tattoo. He's completely shirtless, and he has a tattoo right around here, and it is the royal crest of Geldar's family.
What does the crest look like?
That's a good question. Who invented Geldar?
Oh.
You're pointing up, and there's nothing above you on my camera.
Oh, for me, it goes Chris, me, you, Justin.
Chris, what's the
I
royal
invented
crest of Geldar's lineage? And why... Never mind. What does it look like? What is it? Is it a tattoo? Is it a birthmark?
It is going to be... No, it's going to be... Well, his tattoo specifically is going to be kind of this, like, effervescent, like, almost pulsing, like, not your standard tattoo. So, something magical about it, I guess you could say, just from the optics of it. And it is going to be a phoenix clutching a lion's head.
Excellent. Is this what
Genius.
all of the Geldar's family, do they all have the same tattoo? Or do they all have variations of it? And is it a tattoo or is it a magical birthmark?
I mean, yeah, I guess it would be some sort of magical birthmark. That's what I would assume. That would need some investigation, though. And do they all look the same? We'd have to see another one.
Excellent. I don't
I don't
know.
want to go too much in. Like I said, we don't.
I
know
like
about-
I don't know if you're gonna see Geldar shirtless tonight.
I should shank him. You're just motivating me. Constantine's not violent, but I want to shank him because I want to know. Just like stab him and rip his shirt open, and then be like, "All right, time to go, guys."
And then he gets up. He's like brains and fire and lightning shooting in all directions.
A heavily like magicked up zombie who has no forethought. That would be amazing.
Have you
That would
read
be
Marvel Zombies?
Which one?
I've only read
The original ones?
original.
Like that zombie plague went hella fast as soon as Quicksilver got it.
Well, it was once it hit. I think it actually got bad when Silver Surfer got it, because then they got to Galactus and then they all got cosmic powers and they're like,
They
Well,
could all of a sudden interplanetary travel, and that
It became a universal problem once
Yeah.
Galactus was dealt with. But when it first popped off and all of the superheroes were getting it and they were wiping people out very quickly, that was a big deal. And if you zap a guy that's got powers like Geldar's got with those bracers, I don't know what's going to happen to this empire.
We could just tear down everything that we've built up, world building wise.
and that's
Do
the
we-
end of the Time War.
Yeah, do we really want to create an apocalypse?
I mean, it really depends. See, Constantine wouldn't do anything that's anti-party, but also he's effectively a doomed character who wants to save himself. So he wouldn't willingly trigger an apocalypse, though, because that dooms him. Now, an apocalypse here, if he could go back to where he came from, then that's not the worst thing.
That's not what he bargained for.
I know. I'm not gonna murder anybody, Justin. Don't worry. I might mind control you again, though. Still have the Harry Potter wand.
I'm just trying to think. Part of me would love to see this go into a post-apocalyptic grand slam of just like, all right, trying to see how long we can survive. But part of me is like, I can't Melvin justify it.
Apocalypse World.
What is that?
So there we go. That's our next game system.
I'm really not interested in apocalypse settings.
Says Krampus. who
So
kills children.
this is the Apocalypse World is like the original Powered by the Apocalypse game. It's what they based Dungeon World and Monster of the Week on, and it's an
I'm all
interesting
about-
read.
Yeah.
After I got it with the intention of y'all are gonna fuck up the world and it's gonna be the apocalypse and we need a system for that. And after reading it, I'm like, oh shit, this is way darker than what I was thinking.
Yeah.
What? An apocalypse isn't like fun, happy-go-lucky, good times?
It's not Fist of Another Star.
So, okay. So we have the armorer, who... Could we have him boast to the party about the last time he used the sword, for the context on it?
No, it's something you caught on. From
How
your
would I
knowledge.
know? How would I look at it and know that that's what was used?
How do you know? How do you know what I just told you?
Oh, well, that would explain his brother's body allegedly being burned on one half and electrocuted on the other.
They were able to recover it.
No, people in the castle. Constantine is really good about gathering information. So now it makes sense. Because, you know, the whole hammer story wasn't making sense with what people in the castle were saying. And now it does.
Do you have another question?
I think that was 3, right?
What happened recently? What's useful or valuable to me?
And what should I be on the lookout for? I think was the other one.
Yeah.
I think that tattoo is what should you be on the lookout for?
So we could easily legitimize Jeffrey. Wait, what was his name? Gregory. If we find out he has that tattoo.
Sounds like it.
I like where this is going, but God help us when we fight the
Is
Witch
it like
Queen.
magic? Is it kind of like one of those kind of magical curses of everybody in the line has that tattoo? Like, it could be something like it doesn't appear until, when they come of age or something like that.
Oh yeah, I like the idea of a curse. We'll just have to figure out. You know what, Sean? I'll leave that up to you. What are they cursed with? You don't have to tell us.
You haven't
Curse.
asked them.
Yeah.
Well, he's clearly cursed with shirtlessness. Must be a tough life to live.
He's only shirtless because they don't make shirts that fit him.
It's so tempting to try to stab this guy with the dagger.
He's too beefy. His muscles are probably too tight for the knife. Don't break it.
You
He's gonna do that thing where like you try to stab him with the knife, and then it's gonna like break on him, and then he's gonna like break your arm in the process, and then yeah.
Like you try to stab him and he flexes his muscles and his muscles are so hard it just breaks the knife.
And then the shards fly back into me and I become undead? Yes. I'm in the mood for another character transition. Even though I haven't completed my freaking warlock sheet because it's so complicated. But, okay.
Wait until you have to do a
It's
D&D
constant
character
death.
sheet.
Alright. What do we want to do here, Krampus? You think Mr. Fire and Lightning deserves a shot at your sleigh? He looks like he's pretty good with elven magic. Does he take note of me saying that without him explaining anything? Does that matter that I recognize that as some sort of elven sword?
Well,
They're not elven sword, but the runes.
well, the entire kingdom of Strom is mostly Elvish. He wouldn't
so
he wouldn't be surprised if people could read runes on weapons.
So sure, I can summon angel wings and he can take a look at it.
I'm gonna take a step back in a well-protected place.
He
And I call out from behind one of the armorer benches, "Go ahead!"
I'm gonna call it in. You better watch out. It always comes crashing into the room.
You better watch out, you better not shout.
do you have to roll for it? You have to roll for it, don't you?
I have to roll for it.
Excellent. I wonder if it's going to kill somebody.
Oh my god, after all this, and it kills Geldar. That would make my day.
You
Kills my character at this point.
Oh my god! It just takes Maldog out. That would make me so sad. But then you would just like regenerate some. Oh my god, you could come back as the big burly armorer guy though.
you as you summon the sleigh in its broken state, so broken, you hear a grinding sound and a crunching sound.
You just
Like-
hear the stressed metal grinding.
It's like you hear it echoing in your ears, but you can't pinpoint where it is. And then it's like
It's like the scene from Men in Black where everybody's in the quiet room and Jay just starts pulling that glass and metal chair slowly across the room.
That's what. Yeah, I was thinking of something like that.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, Krampus, it's like you're floating.
Yeah.
But it's because the sleigh has come out of the ground. And it's still like half submerged in the ground when it stops. So it's
at a weird angle too.
at a weird angle.
Metal and wood jutting in all directions, broken. And I just go. Here you go.
Here you go, armorer. What is your name?
He says, "The fuck is this? How am I supposed to extract this from?"
Divine magic, my friend.
He sighs dramatically, and he goes to his tool bench and starts fiddling. He says, "This is going to take more than a minute. Take what you need. Go. Come back later."
I want to take the giant sword.
Except that your puny limbs couldn't even lift it.
Hey, Mr. Armorer, you should let him hold it. I just want to see how hilarious it will be when he can't
Let's
wield
do
it.
it. I'm gonna hold it. Strength check, baby.
He holds it in one hand. And how do you receive it?
With both hands.
Okay.
With confidence.
Do you want to roll a strength check?
Yeah, buddy. Oh, I got a +1 on this. Because of the questions. How do I... Okay, roll. I got an 8.
As he lays it gently into your hands, it hits your hands and you immediately fall to the ground. It doesn't hurt you because it rolls off your hands before it can crush them.
Yep, I think my hands were just sweaty from this long trip. Everything's fine.
He says, "Sure," and he picks it up with ease and puts it in the weapon cabinet. Move along, silly man.
Here, can I try? I want to see if I can wield it.
Somebody's gonna die. I'm gonna step away. Go back. I'm retreating behind my bench.
He pulls it out. The Krampus is physically imposing. How tall is Krampus? Like 6 feet, 7 feet?
He's like 7 feet tall.
Okay, I think he's like. When I picture Krampus and when I picture this armorer, it feels like if they met in a bar, they would size each other up and be like, "I wonder if I could."
Right.
So he takes the sword and he lays it down in your hand very slowly, and you roll strength check. And it is...
Ooh.
You are able to hold it. It is incredibly heavy. It's almost unwieldy, but it's like when Gohan first picked up the Z sword.
Yeah.
He can kind of like move it around real slow.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna kind of wave it around with like just you can tell that I'm having trouble waving it. I'm gonna be like, "This is some pretty good work." I'm gonna hand him the sword back.
He takes it with one hand, and he looks at Melvin. He says, "Do you want to try it, puny man?"
Meldog has not died this episode. I'm ready.
I'm like, all right, I float on over.
But you
And-
have plot armor, though. I'm here. There's no way you can die. I'm going to cheer you on. That's what...
I hold out my hand.
Are you sure you want to do this? As soon as you roll a strength check. Go ahead, mark XP.
I gotta go get a Tums really quick. All this laughing is giving me heartburn, and I had pizza. You think of something good?
I've got something good. It's gonna be great as soon as he gets back.
Please tell me he accidentally cuts the armor in half. That would make me so happy.
So here's how things work. When y'all roll poorly, I don't have to punish Justin for rolling poorly. I can
You
do
have to
whatever.
punish the world. That's the
I don't
rule.
have. I can do whatever I want to push the story along. When someone rolls a 6 or below.
For fuck's sake, do it. Take your XP, Justin.
So
Do it. Swing it around.
as the sword falls to the ground and Brody can't even he can't even Constantine, your eyes roll back into your head
Oh fuck.
and you're standing before death. and he says, I figured it out.
Jesus Christ. I thought something actually was going to happen. What'd you
Something's,
figure out?
something's going to happen. Your soul, I get it away. Scot free and clear.
And?
No strings. We need a special type of energy to deal with this. The type of energy that only happens when two beings from the same universe occupy the same space.
Okay, so what's your plan?
It's recently come onto my radar that this man, he points at his finger in the air, and you see an older Melvin and a younger Melvin standing next to each other. One of these people do not belong in my universe because they are the same being. If we were to...
What makes you think that?
Do you see the sweater vest on both of them?
I mean, okay, they both have bad taste.
I'm death, don't question me. If we eject one of them, if you eject one of them and capture the energy of them leaving, that will buy your soul passage from whoever holds it.
Huh. Okay, so I just need to use your ringy-dingy scythe here and do a soul capture on one of these two people.
Yeah, that's what I mean by eject. Eject them from life.
So, just out of curiosity, the person who doesn't belong here, what would you want with their soul? It seems like you kind of get something for free out of this. You have a +1.
I get him out of my world.
What are you
And it
gonna
brings
do with his
balance to
soul?
the natural world. I won't
Doesn't
be able
his
to...
soul come to you?
No, we won't be able to contain his soul. It'll go back to wherever it came from.
Oh. Okay. That makes sense. Capture his soul into the scythe. And profit?
Absolutely. You understand how to capture, right?
I think I just poke him with the pointy end.
Poke him with the pointy wind until he doesn't anymore.
Makes sense.
All right, get to it. And then a blast of white light in your back.
Oh, shit. Huh. We need to have a serious talk. But not here.
All right. Let's stock up and
Let's have a
head on
serious
out.
talk. What are we talking about?
I'm gonna point at him with the scythe. Nothing that concerns you.
That's a fancy weapon. May I?
I bet you can't wield this. And I'm going to place the scythe on the table and just take a step back.
You place it on the table, and as he goes to reach for it, his hand just goes through it. He says, "Why, I can't touch it."
What's wrong, little man?
He
You might not be strong enough.
He looks down on you when you say that. And then he picks up the table that it's sitting on and lifts it up. And the scythe doesn't move, it just faces through the table. Something's wrong with your weapon. It's
You
real.
almost said it.
I
You
know,
almost
I
said it.
said it.
I was about to strike him down if Santa Claus is inside this man. I've been called boy enough in this game.
Oh, I put on the deep voice, I can't help it.
I kind of want to try something.
Who do you want to kill?
I don't want to kill him, though I've never trapped a soul before. And that's one of the spells that I have. Spirit Binding. Here, I'll put it in the chat thing. I can make it real quick. Just so you guys see it.
Can't believe we gave you. Can't believe you have a a spell for capturing souls. I'm concerned
I
about
mean,
the
that's-
repercussions of this.
That's specifically the this is the character sheet you told me to use.
I know. It probably doesn't matter. Anything y'all do will be fun and exciting.
Except for dying.
Yeah, but this might be one of the most physically imposing characters, and I'm also weak. I have like 8 health. Oh. How could this go wrong? Alright. Roll charisma. Where's my freaking warlock page?
Are you actually going to cast this spell, or you just want to know what it does?
Oh, I'm gonna cast it on this guy. I mean, I gotta figure out how to use it. If I only have one chance to get my soul back, I need to make sure I know how to do it.
And you're going to try it out. You're going to try it out on the armorer.
Well, see, the way I'm thinking about it, he's willingly trying to touch the weapon. I figure if I cast like the soulbind thing, it unphases, he touches it, and it takes his soul, if it works right. If it doesn't, I don't know. It's up to you as far as what happens.
Okay, I'm just curious why you're being antagonistic to a clearly interesting combatant when he's giving you stuff, when you could probably go into the city and hit up a peasant to do your experiments. That would go much easier if it failed.
Yeah, this guy, I demanded weapons from him, and he was like, all right, cool. Here's an actual trident with barbed wire on it. Like, he didn't fucking have to do that. I don't want to hurt him.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I like this. I like this guy because he made a really cool weapon.
It doesn't hurt him, I don't think.
You have no idea what it feels like to have the soul ripped from your body.
Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. See, binding needs no maintenance, but it crumbles instantly if the symbol of power is moved or destroyed. So he touches the thing, I bind his soul, then I take my scythe back, and everything's fine. If this is successful.
What happens? What happens if his soul is gone?
The spirit will generally go back to where it came, but it may exact. Okay, we're not doing this. It may exact some vengeance upon you if it's been mistreated. Okay, yeah, I didn't see that text. I think it would have been more fun to just Rambo it, but that's not Constantine's character. So, I'm gonna pick the scythe up.
Constantine has constantly questioned whether he should murder someone, steal someone's soul.
I mean,
Stab
he was
someone from
trapped in
behind with his patron weapon, basically.
Oh no, that's the scythe. I was gonna stab him with the dagger that the patron GM gave me for no reason.
Because I thought it'd be fun.
Anyway, Constantine has a little bit of impulsivity when you're trapped inside of a freaking zealot for however long. You think someone screaming about how their god's the right one and you need to extinguish the evil isn't gonna rub off on you?
I would hope not.
I mean, he hasn't stabbed anybody yet. He's thought about it.
Right, but Peace Sprout was
Trying to aid him.
borderline cultist.
He was a zealot by definition. Like, that was it.
Yeah, he was not a good person.
He had misguided principles. And was also being whispered in the ear by death, so you know.
Death didn't know what he had on his hands. Fucking nut job.
What do you expect for an extremely religious paladin?
All I know is you're not allowed to play paladins anymore.
A paladin was fun, though.
That's why you play a cleric with moral ambiguity.
Ambiguity, yes. That is...
Ambiguity.
It's the same kit without the lawful good restriction.
You can be a lawful evil paladin.
Yeah, but it's the lawful thing that's the problem.
I'm sure you could be a chaotic evil paladin as well.
Well, in D&D you can't.
Are you
Or
sure?
else you lose your- yes, if you you have to stick to your alignment. If you're a lawful good paladin, if you stray from that whatsoever, you lose all your magic and class skills. If you do good as a lawful evil knight that is not within your boundaries, you lose your powers. It is bullshit. And Pathfinder 2e is even more strict about it. And that's why no one ever plays a crusader.
That's
or champion.
that's why.
Should have been stripping Jeff of his powers all the time.
I mean, this is why Peace Sprout was to the letter of whatever the voice told him, because he thought the voice would go away. No magic.
Self-preservation, murdered people. He's definitely got reasons for being bad. Are you going to stab this guy or steal his soul, or are we going to keep it moving at 10
No,
o'clock?
I picked it up. I don't want this guy wanting revenge on me with his like big magic sword. But now that I want to learn a minification spell to make things smaller.
Okay. I'm sure you can figure out a way to do that.
Oh yeah, I'm coming for this sword, and I'm gonna make it smaller, and then I'm gonna stab him with it. No, I'm not actually gonna stab him. I'm probably gonna steal it and trade it to someone.
I 100% believe that you could learn magic from a school. Like Tagundar or Magunder.
Or Magunder. Well, yeah, you know. I
Or
guess if you
the
get caught-
Gnome Polytechnic Magic University or something.
The Gnome Polytechnic Institute of We Don't Practice Magic Here because it's illegal. Magic Institute, that one.
Yeah.
What's the acronym for that one, Justin?
Tagunimer?
No, the Gnome Polytechnic Institute for We Don't Actually Practice Magic Here because it's
Hold on,
illegal.
slow the fuck down. I have to write this down. Gnome.
Polytechnic Institute of We Don't Practice Magic Here because it's actually illegal. School.
College.
GPIWDPMHBIAIS.
So if you had to say that,
Text to speech. Into Amazon text to speech free. Yeah, whatever. Just give me.
Go to
No, I
Google
don't-
Translate, stick it in on English, and play
Oh yeah, Google Translate. It's gonna be like
it.
GPIWDPMH BIA yes.
GPIWDPMHBIAIS.
She didn't say anything.
because she couldn't. It's
It thinks it's Welsh.
All right, we need to keep track of all the acronyms of the schools that we have.
GPIWDPMHBIAIS.
Stop! I'm trying to make you stop.
What is the one that actually says it?
It's so robotic.
Okay. And these schools are going to, all right. What's the mascot for that school?
It's going to be a giant no symbol, like one of the circles with a line through it, because you shouldn't be practicing magic.
This
The
shit
nose.
is bonkers.
Oh, God. Okay. So we're leaving the armor.
I think we're at a good point for questions because it's
We need to
10
pick our
09.
next destination
Yeah.
now.
Now let's pick
Where are
our
we
next
going?
destination. Where do you want to go? How are you going to get there?
So the armor needs to fix our trusty steed.
I
God,
don't
you
think
made a good.
I don't think he'll be able to do it. It's divine magic.
Well, I'm thinking.
Also, if he
Yep.
figures it out, we just gave a country divine magic.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
he seems like he might have the ability to engineer it.
I
reverse
think
engineer.
Santa can handle it.
I mean, Santa gave him magic freaking bracers, so.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he sent them to retrieve them. What a bastard.
It was Santa sent Krampus to get them. Or actually, no. Gildar hired Krampus to assist with obtaining the bracers, with the caveat of after obtaining them, and I don't think we defined what he needed them for, but it was not this apparently. The bracers would go to Santa, and they haven't,
And it's been long enough.
and it's been long enough.
So where do you want to
Gildar
go?
Well, okay, so we need. Looking at our map, we definitely need some allies to take down the Witch Queen. And Justin brought up a really good point that Gregory has no reason to trust us at all, even if he is a legitimate heir, and we're trying to do something that is generally good for the world by installing him as the king of everything. Because, I mean, he would kind of unify the whole kingdom, because we're putting him in that place to assemble enough manpower to take down the Witch Queen. So, it's kind of good. Lots of death will come from that.
Yep.
But
Death is
I feel
good.
like I feel like Constantine might be being used here. You know, death like souls and stuff like that. Why would he not want a massive war?
Does he want death or does he want the natural order? Does he want balance? Like death is not an evil or good entity. He is a neutral thing. He wants what is supposed to happen so that people go in and people come out.
Oh, we need to find an oblate. An oblate.
What for?
So I can communicate the fact that I have been assigned by death to murder Meldog or his evil twin. Because I'm not going to openly tell them I was just told that, because then death will think that I'm not serving him. And I have this funky death counter, or debt counter thing that I don't want to use because it has to make me do stupid things. So I need to circumvent that.
You have a debt counter?
Yeah. The character sheet's pretty complicated.
All right, well, let's do questions because I gotta go.
Yeah. Well, do we want to go, I guess, do we want to go see another ally? Or pick back up in Gildar's kingdom waiting for the sleigh? Like, that's the question. Should we try to raise loyalists to take down the Witch Queen? 'Cause that's
Why not wait for the
path
sleigh
we're on.
because it'll be easier to go from place to place.
Well, there's a landmass, like, right next door to where we are. It's, like, pink.
Well, I have to be familiar with the place to go to it. That's the catch of the sleigh.
Well,
No, I'm saying if we use traditional transport, the
Yeah.
neighbor to Strom's east is directly, like, they have a border, so that's reasonable for us to, like, walk or...
Is
Yeah.
it reasonable to expect you can get a audience with whatever kind of leadership they have?
I mean, it could be a monarchy, it could be an oligarchy, it could be, a democracy. We don't know. We'd have to ask around for that, and that
We're
is
sen-
that is definitely a next session thing.
Yes, I think we should go there, and we should go as agents of Strom. King should be able to get us an audience with his neighbor who he's not currently at war with.
That's fair.
Okay, we'll go to unnamed place.
All right. Did anyone do alignments or bonds?
nope.
I did not leap into danger without a plan. No,
We didn't
definitely
fight
didn't do
anything.
any. This was all political.
Did we learn something new and important about the world?
We learned time,
Ooh,
ethics, and
Yep.
we learned
Hey.
about Gregory.
Constantine is chaotic, so I did fulfill that alignment. Because it says surprise or confuse your enemies. Roughly speaking, I confuse the weaponsmith.
That's fair.
Confuse the fuck out of me.
Frenemies, yes. I also confused my frenemy. Don't worry, Meldog, I'm coming for you with the scythe.
I think the time travel stuff is much crazier than it originally was.
Yeah.
Did
I mean,
we?
you hit us with a looper. We gotta close the loop.
Yeah.
Ah, that means I'm the Jason Gordon-Levitt instead of the Bruce Willis, which I get to be in Bruce Willis though.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
become Bruce Willis. That's the thing.
Unless Bruce Willis shoots you.
Hopefully he doesn't. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
We didn't blindly murder somebody. I think we should get an XP for that. We overcame the monsters that
Within.
are ourselves.
The monsters
Hey.
within.
Think about this. You stuck an NPC who we have a good reason to kill right in front of me with his back turned, and it didn't.
I know.
Didn't.
I dropped this pen. I hope someone doesn't stab me in the back and start World War One. Oops.
I feel like you were tempting me with that situation.
It would be World War
felt very-
Z in this case.
I mean, yeah, that. I'm kind of scared to use the zombie dagger because I don't know what's gonna happen.
You have
Like
to-
if this turns back and it turns this motherfucker into like a 2/3 man with bracers or something, I will be really mad at you.
the guy would have a 2/3 man with bracers now. That could be
No.
epic.
Please.
Did we overcome or did we loot memorable treasure?
No.
Yes, we did.
What
we
did
got
we-
a trident, an actual trident.
Did we loot it though? It was handed to us.
It was memorable.
He pretty much had to beg the armorer to give him a basic weapon. And he had him stick barbed wire on it.
True. To get a functioning weapon, I've had to because you keep breaking my shit. So
You break his weapons and then you just like bust his balls with the guy who can give him a new one. It's an endless cycle. What the hell is gonna happen though if somebody takes this trident? I'm ready.
that's what the
Like,
barbed wire is for. No one will expect it. Ouchie.
Oh god. Some of the unintentional running gag, I think that was my like I just didn't expect it this time. It was kind of like, the person being like, "Oh, I'm going to shake your hand." No, I'm not. And then you're like, "Surely this time they will shake my hand. I know it's coming." And then boom, pulls it away. It was just I'm glad you're a good sport, Justin. I probably would have attacked him at that point.
Anyways, yeah.
It is
Got-
memorable. That is a memory.
continuous.
So how many XP did we get?
Man, I don't know. Y'all supposed to keep track.
Oh,
3.
2? Sounds like 2.
Wait.
Have we rested yet? Because I'm sitting
No.
on like 22 XP.
I'm at 21 XP.
You're in a
You
city.
could heal yourself to death only if you're freaking Peace Brown.
You're in a
All right,
city.
well, all right.
You can
we'll,
take it. You can level
yeah.
up.
All right. Well, I'll do that later.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna get like 2 levels out of this.
Excellent. So y'all take a quick nap, and then go from Strom to unknown country.
Yeah.
I take a nap while flying in my horse. Just
You just you lay down on Mjolnir's back as he floats. That's awesome. All right, that's all I got. Bye bye, internet.
I'm concerned